Okay, so I want to talk about hairline design because this is becoming a very contentious point with so many of my patients who are coming to see me in person and also via virtual consultation. There's a few things that determine where I will be placing a hairline. The first thing is musculature, so your facial architecture in itself. You have a bi-bellied frontalis muscle, and I will talk to you about this in consultation specifically. The hairline generally needs to sit 0.5 of a centimeter above that bi-bellied frontalis muscle. If you start sticking hairs into the frontalis muscle, every time you animate, lift your eyebrows up, those hairs are going to start pitting inside those creases that are forming on your head. It is an extremely unaesthetic and unnatural look. So please, if I'm drawing a hairline, expect it to be no more than 0.5 centimeters above the frontalis muscle. That's the lowest that I'll be willing to work. Number two, generally speaking, two sides of any hairline design are not completely symmetrical. So patients are dead set at this moment in time on trying to create symmetry on both sides of a hairline. This doesn't look aesthetic. If you just look at the hairline by itself, it might look okay, but when you compare everything, eyes, eyebrows, the mouth, the proportions of the actual face, it doesn't quite look right. Even though the hairline might look perfectly symmetrical when looked at isolated, there has to be a little bit of asymmetry. And besides, that adds to the naturalness. There is also this golden rule, equal thirds. 1/3 from the apex of your hairline to your mid-brow. 1/3 from your mid-brow to the bottom of your nose, and 1/3 from the bottom of your nose to the bottom of your chin. This is called the Da Vinci rule, the golden ratio, as it were. Not everybody is going to be able to achieve this aesthetic. Again, it's dictated by where the muscles sit. So the first and most profound thing when designing a hairline is where does it sit in relation to the muscle. The other contentious point that a lot of patients have brought up with me is, hey, when I was younger, my hairline used to sit on this muscle. Yes, it probably did, but nature is the divine creator. I'm only a human being, and as good as my hands are and as good as my aesthetic eye is, I am not as good as nature. And when you try and mess with nature, you create unnatural outcomes. You might not even realize that you've got an unnatural hair transplant. You might think, hey, I've got a whole load of hair on my head. That's not all that hair transplants are. And quite frankly, if all you want is just more hair on your head and not a bit of finesse, don't even bother coming to see me.